record. All right, so the first question I have for you is, what was ultimately your guys' game plan against Peter Yan?
I mean, kind of in a nutshell, without going too crazy, always be moving, never stand in front of him, try to offset, his power with the movement, and throw a lot of kicks to set up the takedowns.
Mhm. And what was going through your mind after the first round, like actually seeing your game plan in real life? Was Aljamain following the game plan? Like, how was he doing? What adjustments did you have for him?
Yeah, look, man, I thought the first round there wasn't a lot of action, but I thought he won easy. I thought his footwork looked great. He landed a couple of kicks. He was just getting a read on the guy for the next round. I thought it was like, again, I had 1, 2, and 3 easy rounds to score, and I thought it was I thought he looked good.
Mhm.
The first fight, if you think about it, he did great, but he was frantic. It was a different vibe, right? This was a more controlled type of vibe where I thought he was in control of that whole round. He had the guy chasing him, doing absolutely nothing.
Mhm. Did anything that Peter Yan do surprise you?
Not really. I mean, it's more like the lack of what he did.
Mhm.
Surprised me. I thought he'd get, I knew after the third round he was going to have to get aggressive to try to knock Aljo out because I had him down 3 rounds. And I thought Aljo offset that with the takedowns. And, he was in a weird spot because he didn't want to end up on the ground anymore because he didn't have an answer for the body lock and Aljo's control. So I don't think he had to find a way of getting Aljo out without overextending himself. So,
Mhm. Did you guys bring anybody in your camp to mimic Peter Yan's style?
you know, we had uh, we had Adrian Yanez come in
Oh,
for a
yeah.
couple of weeks, who I think is great. I think you're going to see a lot of him. I love his
Yeah, he's
boxing.
phenomenal.
I think he's phenomenal, that kid, and a great kid, really great kid. And then we just used the guys we had in the gym that could give him that look. Tried to get a couple of little heavier guys so he would, have to move around more weight, so it would feel a little better when he got in there with Jan. But I think Giannis did a great job, and everybody else we had.
Mhm. Are there any tendencies that you notice in Peter Yan's style?
Uh, nah, he's an aggressive, not even that aggressive, but he's just a strong boxer. You know what I mean? So he's not,
Yeah.
I don't think he does anything tricky. In the clinches, he'll try to catch you with like a spin back fist or something like that. On the separation, like when you're clinched, I think he's pretty good at capitalizing. Um, but besides that, I think he's just a basic boxer.
Mhm. And then I wanted to ask you as a coach about different aspects of game planning. I think game planning is like very interesting to me because you guys watch tape of the opponent and then you guys present it to your fighter and say, here's the layout, here's his holes. Like, how do you guys find the holes and then implement it into Aljamain's game plan, for example?
Okay, so my thing as a coach is I always have to look at my guy and understand what he can and cannot do. Right. So say if you have a guy that the only way he could win, the easiest way to win is to take the guy down, but he's not a wrestler. What do? Then that game plan is worthless. He's never going to get the guy down. So that's the first thing is, so you have to know your fighter. You have to know what his attributes are, what he can and can't do. And I think you take it from there. I mean, that's what I do anyway. I can't, like, it would almost be like if I wanted Aljo to just stand there and box with him, not do any wrestling,
Mhm.
any kicks. That wouldn't have been, maybe for somebody else, that's going to be a great game plan. But that's not, where we were headed. So we just wanted an easy way to get in and get the takedowns and look for a finish that way.
Mhm. And what do you think is the best like combination style, like Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu or boxing
Yeah,
kickboxing?
I mean, listen, man, today I still think wrestlers can dictate where the fight goes.
Mhm.
So that's pretty huge, right? Because if you have all the power in the world, or you're a good boxer or kickboxer, but you have no ground game and you have no takedown defense, then that becomes a problem. So I still think wrestling, but everybody's getting good at everything at this point. But I
Yeah.
still think wrestling can, they can dictate where that fight takes place more than the other styles. So I got to go with that a little bit. Although obviously I love the stand up. So
Would you rather have a fighter who's super duper well rounded or like perfect in one or two specific martial arts?
one or two specific martial arts, or just one. I like.
Yeah, just one.
I got to tell you, I think the guys that come in, I like anybody with a pedigree to any one of those styles. So if you were a professional kickboxer or like a Thai boxer, but you were like a champion caliber, that's great. If you were a wrestler, like at a D1 level, that's great. But yeah, even boxing, you won the Golden Gloves and you were undefeated as a pro. That's like, and then you can work around that stuff. So but some guys that don't have any pedigree, I think they end up getting exploited somewhere more
Mhm.
than the other guys.
Yeah. Could you name a couple of fighters that you've trained with that you found are like super duper coachable? Like you teach them a move or like you do a certain you do a certain set and could you still hear me?
Yeah. Cause, yeah.
Uh, Wait, just give me 1 second. My audio went out on my phone. All right, my apologies. My audio went
That's
out.
all right.
But, so I was saying, name any really coachable fighters in your gym.
I think most of the guys are coachables. They wouldn't get to where they were going, but I think Weidman was pretty. He picked up shit really, really quick.
Hmm. And then out of all the fighters that you guys have right now, who do you think is next to be champion
Uh,
in anything? Doesn't,
I,
UFC,
I,
Bellator,
I mean, I think Marab's got a good shot of doing something. I mean, he's looking really
Mhm.
fucking good, but we got to take care of Aljo first,
Yeah.
see what happens there, and then if Marab has to jump down to 125, I could see him becoming a champ there pretty easy too.
Mhm. Has Aviv come in? I know he had like his whole knee blew out.
Who was that?
Aviv Ghazali, right? He comes in.
Yeah, he hasn't been back yet. I think he's having trouble now because something with the vaccinations. He's having trouble getting back in, but yeah, he's he should be back soon, and he's
I'm excited to see him come back. It was really
no he
unfortunate in his last fight.
yeah, and he made a lot of progress. He didn't fight the smartest fight. I think he understands that now, but I think he wanted to prove how comfortable he was or go for a little bit, but he needs a little more work. But he's really coming along really well, and when he gets that side down, I think he'll be really good.
Yeah, 100%. It's very entertaining to watch. His jiu-jitsu is insane.
Oh no, he's crazy. Even in that fight, he almost had the guy in a couple of submissions, and that was with a bum knee.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, my last question for you is I wanted to ask you as a perspective of a high reputable coach as yourself, what is your opinion on fighters that who do their homework and strategic game plan versus fighters who all they think about is just becoming the best version of themselves? So, one has a certain game plan for the other fighter, and one doesn't care what the other fighter brings. They don't look at any of that. They just get in the best shape of their life. And what do you think is better or flaws in
Uh
ideas?
I think what was the first one? I think that was the answer. That they game plan for the other guy. You mean they're looking at it? Yeah, I
Mhm.
like the cerebral guys that break down the other opponents because I think it puts them in a good spot. Aljo's that guy. He's a really great coach, and he's a very cerebral guy, and like he gets it. You know what I mean? Like if I look at a fight with him, we kind of always on the same page with each other. I coached with him a lot. He's fantastic in the corner. So I like those guys that could break it down, even for themselves and for other people,
Mhm. Are you in the gym right now?
I'm in the gym right now.
Could you give us a
Like,
little bit of a 360?
oh yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm sitting in the office. Can you see
Mhm.
anything out there?
Yeah, I can see some people training.
Wait, hold on a
It's
second.
exciting.
Hold on one second. Give you the full view. I don't know if you can see it.
VIP tour. It's amazing.
I don't know if you caught that or not. Was that good? I couldn't even see.
That was good. That was good.
But that's about it.
Well, I thank you very much for coming on. It's definitely my best interview yet. I was very
Uh,
excited to get an interview.
I'm glad I'm happy to help you. I'm glad I finally understand what the frick Zoom is and I can get on there.
Mhm.
Your
All right,
first
well,
name was Nicholas, right?
yeah, my first name is Nicholas.
All right. All right, buddy. Really meeting you, and good luck in the future with whatever you're doing. I hope you make this a career.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm trying to grow this page. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. I hope this helps.
Thank you. It will.
All right.